everyone, and welcome back to Cowabunga Corner. Today, we are doing a huge thank you to the fans who helped back us on Kickstarter. We needed a lot of help this summer in upgrading our equipment and making it so that when we do go to events, our videos could be much better and different with help from a donated scanner, programs, and a big chunk in Kickstarter alone. We want to say thank you. So I threw together a post on our Facebook page asking for people to send questions in and figured we'd do an extra blog as a huge thank you. So this is episode 27 of season 4. I cannot wait to show you what we have in store for season 5. That will be up in June. I want to get to some of the questions. After I answer some of the questions from Facebook, I will also answer some of the general questions that have been coming up on our YouTube channel. So stick with us and see what we have to offer. Now first, I have a question from Justin on our Cowabunga Corner page. Unfortunately, my best answers is probably what you've read, because I have not met either of them. And I've read interviews, but with Casey Jones, that one kind of happened because there was starting to be a mesh of too many characters from what I've read. They wanted to put Ernie Reyes Jr. into a scene outside of costume, but to do so that meant another friend for the Turtles. So they gave him the role of Keno, which was created for Ernie. And they go, okay, if we've got Keno, we've got April, the 4 Turtles and Splinter, that's the same amount of group of heroes they had in the first film. So they don't need Casey Jones right there in the second film. They felt that he could take a step back. Now, that's kind of understandable. If you look at Turtle history, Casey has not been in every version of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. If you look at the original cartoon series, he was only in a handful of episodes. If you look back to The Next Mutation, he was supposed to be in Season 2. 4Kids series, he's throughout the series, but he's not in all the episodes. So we have one movie out of 4 where Casey Jones was a no-show. I like Casey. Would have been awesome to see him in there, but I could see where they were going. They didn't want to cram too many characters into one film. Now, about Judith. For a long time, I didn't know either, but I've asked around, and now it's even been admitted in an interview recently done by Ruggert on what's going on with Judith. Judith wanted to do more with money-wise. She wanted a raise. And according to what I've read, because she wanted this raise, they wanted to show her that it is not the actor that makes the film, it is the script, it is the storyline, and so they brought in Paige as her replacement, refusing to give the raise. But we saw this also with the costumes. Why was Jim Henson's Creature Shop not the costume people for Turtles 3? Because of money. Instead of sticking to what worked, they would go, okay, we want to spend less on making the film, even though they're getting a ton of money in. I mean, the first 2 films were, bam, popular, big. But as they were trying to cut their budgets, they were losing their audience. I don't think too much that the Judith and Paige hurt the film industry for the Turtle movies, because a lot of people seem to like Paige. I know I was extremely disappointed when I saw a change up in who April O'Neil was. I'm like, she's kind of a lead character and we got this new lady playing her? But okay. Judith remains my favorite April that's been in any of the Turtle movies. So I would have loved to have seen her in Ninja Turtles 2 and 3. It is a shame that she was not brought back, but they were trying to keep it in a certain budget so they could do more elsewhere throughout the movie. Now we have a question from Jordan. And that goes straight to episode 53 of Cowabunga Corner. My Michelangelo head was $2,000. That is the most I've spent on Ninja Turtles in one spot. But for those people who are wondering how much I spend in general, because people seem to think I'm rich, I'm not. I get a lot of stuff as gifts. I've kept stuff throughout the years. We're talking this collection has been growing since 1989. So it's not like this is something that I just got overnight. So, yeah. Most, Mikey. We have another question from Justin. That is a good question. There is a lot of Ninja Turtle stuff out there I would love for my collection, like get in a museum to put them in. But let's see, Ninja Turtle items per se. I'd love to get my hands on Scratch and Package. I have Scratch out of package. In fact, Ryan Brown, the designer of Scratch, has initialed the feet on Scratch, so I have his initials on there, and yay. But I'd love to actually get him on card to go into the collection. I would love an original movie head from the first Turtle film. I don't care if it's stunt double or with the animatronics in it. Turtles 1 is my favorite of the Ninja Turtles. I would love Splinter from that movie. Wow, that was the best looking Splinter. So, yeah, movie props. There's a ton of movie props out there that I do not own, that I would love to own. And, yeah, that's where that goes for number 2. Number 2 on that list would be movie props. Mikey or Splinter or Donnie, Shredder's helmet. I've actually been offered Leonardo's swords before, but couldn't come up with the money at the time. So, another turtle item that is kind of reasonable to think about getting. I would love scripts from the original cartoon series. I have scripts from 4Kids, The Next Mutation, the movies, but I want to get an actual original Ninja Turtle cartoon script from the old original series. That would be pretty cool. A used one would be really awesome. So, yeah, scripts. So, there's your items right there. Scratch on card, scripts, and movie props. I go after the oddities, usually when it comes to my collection. I don't always go after what everyone else is after. I like behind the scenes of Turtles more than anyone would know. When I was a kid, that's what I learned to read off of, the magazines on the behind the scenes. So when it comes to my collection, I like to get the prototypes or the making of. And I also, of course, go out there and buy every little thing that arrives on the market. Of course, that's to help keep the show flourishing by supporting the show in every way that I can. Now, Janine from Cowabunga Corner's Facebook page again. I would love to voice a character. I've been doing voices since I was a little kid. I love goofing around with the different characters. So like with the movies, I'll actually act out full scenes for people. And I often dreamed of doing Mikey. But I don't think they would cast me as Mikey. Though I have been told by several people I sound just like him when I want to. Yo, dude, that's something cool, dude. Michelangelo, your favorite of mine. Cowabunga! Wait, no, now it's Booyakasha. Booyakasha! Not the way that, Greg Sipes says it, but my Mikey's, more based off of Robbie Rist and Townsend Coleman combined. I do other voices. I've been able to do Saki, you imbecile, I am Krang, the all-powerful. And, Donatello, I can do that kind of stuff, but really I don't want to replace somebody, so I wouldn't mind a new character. I prefer doing male voices because I do better at a little bit more deep voice than I do with feminine. I'm not that girly, and it comes through in my personality, and unless they're coming up with a character that's a lot like me, I do a lot of male-type character voices for plays and stuff like that, so doing it as deep, the deeper the voice, the easier it is for me to get it out. But I'm totally cool with voices like this. It works. And I could talk like it for hours without losing my voice. Whoa! And so, yeah, I'd love to do voice acting. I've always thought it was cool. I have quite a range of different voices, and if they were to ever cast me, I would be happy to be any character. Besides for April. No. Or Irma. No. April! Gosh, Vernon, why are we doing this? April's nuts! Oh, Irma, I don't like the sewers. just pop up voices and have fun with it. But yeah, voice acting, fun stuff, and I'm envious of everyone who actually gets to do that. Ashley has asked on Facebook, and my response is Donatello. I feel that Raph and Leonardo has way too much center with their temper clashing with each other. I think that they overboard on it. I mean, the last movie, they took them out of character to make them clash. And the first movie, we see the fight between Raph and Leo. The second movie, we see the clash between Raph and Leo. Third movie, they downed it down a little, which I was thankful for. And Mikey got a pretty dominant role in the third film, which I was also thankful for. But as soon as we got to the TMNT movie, it was back at Raph and Leo. Don got less screen time than Casey Jones. I think Don would make a fascinating subject for a Ninja Turtle movie, especially if they're working with, right now, the alien leaning way. I think Don would be the turtle most interested in finding out what's going on there and could help lead and go through a lot of the stuff they're doing. So I'm curious in what they're doing. I want to see it, and I am on the edge of my seat going, yay, and I'm hoping that Don is not shadowed again. Yes, Mikey is not always in the foreground, but because they use him for the humor, he's usually got more of a role in the films than Donnie does. So, let's see more Donatello. Lenore asked, a plot I would love to see is them coming to our world. Seeing the actual Ninja Turtle merchandise all over the place. They came very close to it in Turtles Forever, and Turtles Forever is one of my favorite things ever done for the fans. I think it's fascinating seeing the Turtles meet each other, but I would have loved to have seen them meet Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird at the end. Not just see Kevin and Peter done with their drawing and walking away. It would be awesome to see them meet the creators of the comics, because it would be a very fascinating role. In fact, when I write fanfics, I often say that they are in this world. The Turtles are popular in the world that I write for, and Eastman and Laird met Mikey, and Mikey shared his story, and that is how they got out there. If anyone wants to read this, it is on cowabungacorner.com called The Shape of a Turtle. It's mentioned inside the very first chapter of the fanfic that, yeah, the Turtles are out there and they're known by the public, but they're not known to be real. And this is what I would like to see a story of. I'd love to see a plot where they're here. And I think that would be a very fun plot, especially if they're not from here and they actually get here and see what we have, finding toys of themselves and going, wait a second here, we're supposed to be hiding in the shadows. So, yeah, that would be fun. And the reason why is just because I like the creation behind the scenes stories, and I think if we saw something like this, we would get to see them going through and trying to find out where it came from. It will share with the masses out there the creation of the Ninja Turtles, how we got what we got. And I just think that would be a much wider chance for all of us to learn more about the history of Turtles through an actual TV episode or something. Now, for our very last question from Facebook, this comes from Mike. I don't choose favorites between them because they're two different universes. They are so separate from each other that you can't really compare and match like that. I mean, the Mirage universe, I know the history of the Shredder there and I love it. It is my favorite history of the Shredder so far, but IDW, I'm still waiting for next month's little Foot Clan history book to come out. It was supposed to come out this month, but it didn't. So, I am waiting for that, and until I see that, I can't even know if I like the IDW Shredder more than the Mirage Shredder. I can say that I like the new Fugitoid more than the original Fugitoid because I think that his background has more heart to it, has more soul to it. It has a reason for Fugitoid to not just be on the run, but to want to be in on the fight. And because of that, I think he's got a bit more depth and a new personality that shocked me. It's very rare I find a series where I like somebody else's origin more than the original. And so when Fugitoids came up, I'm sitting there going, whoa, this is different. So if you want to read the Fugitoid comic, if you don't know what I'm talking about, find these IDW comics and pick them up. If you are reading IDW comics, then you know what I'm talking about. This is a very unique change in where things are. I have done reviews on every single issue of the IDW comics on CowabungaCorner.com, including that Fugitoid issue, and why I like it the way I do. Now, Mirage, it's got its own personality, it's got its own depth, its own heart. So if you try to compare, to say which one I like better than the other, you're comparing in all the wrong reasons, because no matter what, you drop a weight on one scale, you're going to be dropping a different weight on the other scale, saying, well, this has this. And it's going to come up even anyhow. At least for me, it did. I love both series. And right now, I can't wait for the next issue of IDW, because Tom Waltz and Kevin Eastman are doing a fantastic job. And I like their new artist. I have finished the Facebook questions. Now for the big questions that have been pondered throughout so many of my comment sections. What is my thoughts on Michael Bay's new movie? What are my thoughts on the new Nickelodeon series? What is my thoughts on, in general, the new stuff? And some of the dramas going involved around it. First, I'm not going to touch the dramas. Yes, there was 3 major times where fans were like, whoa, this past year alone. And I just think we got so much good to be focusing on. Let's focus on those. Like, nominations for the Annie Awards. Yay! The Turtles have not been in the Annies since 1988. So, let's give them a big round of applause and see those guys get some awards. That would be great. Now, with this, I'm just going to say that the first question I'm going to touch is Michael Bay. I saw this little 15-second clip on a drive home from Mall of America. We were leaving this amazing, I mean amazing event with over 800 Turtle fans dressed up like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for the opening of their very first thrill ride. And I'm thinking, this is going to be the news to share, the most exciting thing for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the internet. Oh, yay! I'm so thrilled! And then I watched the clip. In the clip, Michael Bay says the Turtles are from an alien race. Yeah, I knew that was going to be mistaken. And yes, I know some weird script got out there, but Michael Bay even says he hasn't seen that script. So, that script, I count it kind of as a fake that somebody jumped in there and just wrote it. And until someone proves to me this was a real script, it was thrown out the window before Michael Bay was involved. So, that script is not something I'm focusing on. I didn't even bother reading it. I saw all the little major notes that fans were giving on it, and I'm like, nah, this is not a serious script. The thing with Michael Bay, though, that is him actually talking, and that is something to be taken serious. The thing is his wording. And even my friends who were with me on this road trip caught the wording. The wording says the Turtles are from an alien race. They do not say the Turtles are an alien race. There's a huge difference there. In the Mirage comics, the Turtles are from an alien race. In the original cartoon series, the Turtles are from the alien race. Even in the 4Kids series, and it looks like IDW, the Turtles are brought in because of alien race. How am I saying this? They were born on this planet. But the Ooze wasn't. The Ooze has always been from space, besides for Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze. That is the only area where they did not follow through with making TGRI alien. TCRI is the Utrums. They're aliens. The Ooze is not coming from Earth. It's coming from an alien race. So, my thoughts on this new movie? It's still wide open because nothing has changed. Okay, it's calling Ninja Turtles. Why are people so upset about that? They didn't say they're going to make them adult turtles. They just said they're shortening the title. I mean, the last movie was TMNT. Instead of calling it Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles like all the original movies did, it was TMNT. Now, my way of viewing the title change, they're trying to separate the difference. They're trying to say, this is part of the original 3 movies if it says Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fully out. This TMNT is the 2007 CGI film. So now they need to do something slightly different for the new line of Ninja Turtle movies, which could become a line. I mean, we're talking Michael Bay here. This is not going to be something tiny, something small, so we can have a line of movies. I want to see where they're going with it. If they are going to focus on the Utroms, fantastic! Give Donnie a bigger role. We don't know the script. We don't know all the characters going to be used. We don't even know who the actors are yet, or which technology they're going to go with to do this. But I'm hearing live action. That makes me excited. Give it a chance. That's what I'm doing. And no, I'm not going to jump online and start writing all this, bring down Michael Bay stuff, because he was given a speech which we heard 15 seconds of. I really wish we could hear the rest of that speech, so he could have clarified it himself. Or that somebody working on the film could jump up and say, the turtles are not aliens. Please, somebody say those lines so it could calm down. Because it's still going around. Everywhere I go, when people find out I'm a Ninja Turtle fan, the first question I get is, what do you think of what Michael Bay is doing? Dismiss it. Relax. Everything's going to be okay. Kevin Eastman's involved and I trust him. Now, the other question, new Nickelodeon series. I promise, in Season 5, I will give a full season review of the first season of Nickelodeon's Turtle series. My response right now, I have seen 12 episodes. I have loved all 12 episodes. I think they're fantastic. Leatherhead is beautiful. The episode was just amazing. I like seeing Splinter actually fight. I love the new characters that they're coming up with and the way of putting it together. The animation is fun. The characters are hilarious. Shredder is so dark and serious. It has been a thrill ride every week. I'm watching Turtle fans return to the franchise who has not been with us since the original cartoon series way back in the day. People who hated the 2003 series is loving it, but people who loved the 2003 series is also loving it. And children? I'm standing in McDonald's and I hear kids begging their parents for the new Ninja Turtle toys. I go to a friend's house to stay and her 3-year-old is obsessed with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And she's loving the new cartoon series. What's my response? Let's see what she thinks of the other areas of Ninja Turtles. So I'm staying there for a little bit. I toss in old school cartoon. She watches maybe an episode and a half, leaves the TV. But she will watch the same episode 3 to 4 times in a row if it's the new Nickelodeon cartoon. This is a 3-year-old. She's not judging by what us older fans are looking for. She's judging by what she likes. And when you're seeing that kind of stuff, you know they're doing a good job. So if you've not watched Nickelodeon, watch it. Give it a chance. You can find free episodes to watch on Nick.com. So there's my thoughts on Nickelodeon. It is amazing. I cannot wait to see the rest of the season. And I will give a full season review with the character development and the things I don't like along with the things that I do like. And yes, there are things I don't like. And anyone who's watching the series will know what I mean when I say there was a thought bubble that really disappointed me. So, yeah, I will go into all that kind of stuff later in Cowabunga Corner. In the meantime, if you want to keep up with all of my recent reviews, and I mean everything, including video that you won't find here on YouTube, I do a fresh article 5 days a week. We got videos that are mixed in there, including like the panels with Christopher Lloyd over at New York City Comic Con. Even the TMNT panel from New York City Comic Con. We have a ton of different things on the website that you will not find here on YouTube, because we want to thank those people who actually come to the website as well. Everyone who wants to actually have communication with me, I talk on Facebook, and I am very open on the TMNT message boards to chat. So, come on! Let's hang out, and I'll catch you guys through Cowabunga Corner News and Ivey's flashbacks and the website from now till June. In the meantime, we'll catch you guys later, and a booyakasha from Cowabunga Corner!